we got to talk about Detroit, seeing as we got both of you guys on the show. We got to talk about how they've started off real impressive start of season. Cade Cunningham returning from his injury and playing sensational basketball. Jalen Duren, absolutely electric. He's younger than most rookies that were drafted this year, and yet he's already had a year experience in the league. He, of course, came to Detroit through that trade involving Kemba Walker and the New York Knicks when you were there. I believe, was that to make some cap space for the Jalen Brunson signing? I can't remember. But how excited are you guys for Detroit basketball this season, given the first couple of games that you've seen, picked up a couple of wins, and I'm enjoying watching them. They're one of my favorite league pass teams right now.
Well, I'll go first. And,
because if you let BJ go, he was never going to stop.
Yeah, no, I know, but yeah, I want them to get back where I can hear Mason through the television yelling Detroit basketball. They drive all the way. But no, I really like what they're doing in terms of the talent that they brought into that building. Love Jalen Duren. You mentioned him. Love him coming out in the draft. Personally, was a big fan of his. Cade Cunningham and BJ and I have talked a lot about him.
Yes, we have.
We've had our back and forth debates on Cade. But Cade has good size. He's got a good basketball IQ, good feel for how to play. And the debate has never been about, is the kid talented or not? The debate has always been, okay, is he the number one guy for a team? And so that's, what you will learn this year, really, to be honest with you, I think, if he's going to be that. I love the kid, Ausar Thompson, that they drafted this year. But I remember going to see him play at the Overtime Elite. See him down in Atlanta. He and his brother, superior athletes.
I heard someone say, I don't know if you'll like this or not, but Ausar Thompson is a wing version of Ben Wallace with what he's been doing so far, being able to contribute on the boards, blocking shots. I don't know if you like that comparison, because I know that's a personal connection for you.
I don't want to jump that quickly to him. Being a 4-time defensive player of the year.
Yeah, that's Big Ben. I agree with you, Scott. I
don't want Big Ben calling me up after he sees this podcast saying, "Scott P, what are you talking about?"
I'm just saying what I heard.
But I think it's clear already that he is willing to take on the challenge to match up with anybody, especially on the perimeter. But I mean, he'll value you inside if he gets switched on to a bigger person defensively. So he has the makings to become an elite defender in this league. I think it's no secret he needs to improve his perimeter shooting, but I don't worry about that at this early stage of the game, because he's going to get better with that with time and reps. All my sources tell me how much he loves being in the gym and how much he loves to work. So I think that he's a very, he has a very bright future. I think the one to watch for them this year, and again, I was a big fan of his when he was coming out as well too, is Jaden Ivey. Jaden Ivey, another elite athlete at the guard position. He's I don't know what you want to call him, 1.5.
Well, they've got him as the sixth man right now. So
but he started all year last year. But how he develops this year under Monty Williams would be important too. Because the thing about it, if they all hit and become good, it's going to be hard to retain them all.
Why are you talking about the business of basketball? Let's start
exactly.
Why you go?
But that's a good problem to have. Though.
Yes, a great problem to have.
That's a good problem to have. So I hope for Troy Weaver and the Pistons and Tom Gores and that group that is the problem that they're faced with. a couple of years from now. So, but I'm excited to watch them. I enjoy watching them play because they're not going to cheat you on effort and energy, and they're still making their way around the track. 1-2 years around the track, and then you watch out. You better get them now while they're still trying to get some experience. But because I think they're definitely up and coming team.
Well, I have to chime in on my Detroit Pistons. Our Detroit Pistons. Scott Perry and I grew up.
Yeah, your Detroit Pistons.
Yeah. These are now since Scott Perry and Joe Dumars and these guys. You went to 6. Was it 6 conference finals? You guys went there.
Went to six straight conference
finals. Mo, and for our fan base, without a max player. A max player. Okay. That's working, Mo. Okay, because Mo wants to be a GM. Mo, when you are able to achieve that, think about that, Mo. They went to 6 straight conference finals, 2 NBA finals. They win a championship without a max player in a small market. Now that's working. Okay, now that's really working. That team had an identity. Clearly, they had a lot of talent because you got to have talent, but they had an identity, and their identity was toughness. That team was tough, led by Ben Wallace on the defensive end, Rasheed Wallace, Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton, so forth and so on. This is the first time, Scott, that I think I can say this. They have their bigs, in particular, Isaiah Stewart. We refer to him now as Beef Stew. And then Jalen Duren. We've given him a new nickname, Scott. He's the Sledgehammer. He's the big we've given him a new nickname. Okay, we have an identity now in Detroit for the first time. Those 2 bigs play a brand of basketball that refers back to the yesterday era. They are big, they're physical, and they gonna fight for every play.
Did you see Beef Stew offering out? Who was he offering out to a fight? But it was like
Washington.
Yeah,
PJ
the
Washington,
most casual. Because usually when you want to fight someone, you're like, "Sure," you're like, "Come on,
no,
go outside." He just looks at him and goes,
let's go.
Like,
and they get into now those 2, and then this young kid. Okay, this kid Ausar Thompson. You know what I love about him, Scott, is you alluded to it. He's not a great shooter or a good shooter right now, but he contributes to the game right now and plays a winning brand of basketball by all of the little things. That kid is going to he's a terrific defender. He looks like he's going to be an all NBA defensive player, maybe even this year at some point, because he takes on an assignment every single game. And we don't know about Cade and some of the other guys, Jaden Ivey and those guys. However, they have an identity now. And that's what I love about them. And those 2, for the first time, is a brand of basketball that you say, that's a Piston brand of basketball. I think that's going to be fun for them because they have 3 guys where defensively, that's kind of their game. Jalen Duren, Beef Stew, and this kid Thompson. And then if you can combine the other athletes and figure out how to score and do some other things, I think that gives them a chance. So I'm really excited about this team over their first 3 games. I know it's early, but I just love the physicality in which they bring. I mean, they've been in a tussle 3 straight games. I mean, there's been a little skirmish every game, and I love it. I love it.
That when you're the underdog.
Oh, man, I love it.
Oh, see, that's spoken like a true Detroit. Confrontation. They referred to our team, when I was working there with Joe Dumars. That's who we were. Win, lose, or draw, you were gonna be in for a battle. You're gonna be in the ice tub after the game.
Tell them about the 2-game rule in Detroit, Scott. What's the 2-game rule?
The 2-game rule?
The 2-game rule. The game, and then it's the fight. Now, we're not going to lose both of them.
No, and so Beef Stew, because I know that Ben has been around the organization in the mental capacity. And I know he's worked with Beef Stew since he's come there because there's a few similarities there. And so it's been awesome. And I think that's been smart on the Pistons' part. One thing I was going to add about Ausar Thompson, as you know, we talk about players and evaluation, but BJ alluded to this point. But when guys coming out as a rookie, it's very rare that a rookie is going to be asked to have the ball in his hands and making plays and making decisions. So a particular skill you may hear us refer to from time to time is, well, this player can play without the basketball. And so that's Ausar Thompson right now. We've already seen on one side of the ball defensively, you know, he's already major impactful. Now he's just got to learn all the different guys he's playing against, some of the nuances, some of the different sets and things that he's going to see to figure it out, you know, to become that elite defender. But offensively, again, he doesn't need to pound it to get shots. He can cut to the rim. You can throw him lobs. He can finish every now and then in transition. So you don't need to involve him, run stuff for him right now to be impactful for you on that end. And that is huge to me. And it's not talked about enough sometimes when young players are coming into the league. Because again, it's that rare breed that's going to have a chance to have the ball in his hands as a 19, 20-year-old rookie that is shooting 18, 20 shots a game. That's just not going to happen much. And so kudos to him. And I think they see that, recognize that in him, and that's going to really speed up, I think, his growth and development as a player.